Finally, we have our secant of x. So let's look at the range and the domain and all of that. So it can pretty much take any input values other than odd multiples of pi by 2. So we have any input value other than odd multiples of pi by 2. Then it's mapping from minus infinity to infinity, but of course we need to observe carefully that it's not including values from 1 to minus 1. So it's able to map all the real numbers excluding 1 to minus 1 to 1. Of course 1 and minus 1 it can map, so the small brackets. Now the inverse obviously will be the opposite of this, mapping this particular thing, right? Okay, so this is odd multiple actually. I can write it this way also, but anyways, let me change this. Okay, so with this in mind, I can write my domain as real numbers excluding minus 1 to 1. Next, to talk about graph and the range and all of that, to talk about range actually, we need the graph. So let's start off with one end. Look at how the dot is moving across. So it's not at all crossing this space. This is nothing but your cos inverse of x. That's going to help us finding the branches. So let's start off with the leftmost branch, bottommost branch actually. So we are looking at minus 4 pi by 2 to 2 pi by 2. That's your first branch. How will I find that? With the help of cos. So this is where the cos branch starts and this is where it ends. So will the sec as well. So we have the branches. The first branch will start from minus 2 pi to minus pi, right? I hope you guys saw that. Minus 2 pi to minus pi. It will not include minus 3 pi by 2. It will not include minus 3 pi by 2. Similarly, the next will start from minus pi to, can you guess? 0. Let me show that. Minus pi by 2, 0. Right, sorry, minus 2 pi by 2, that is minus pi to 0. It will not include minus pi by 2. It will not include minus pi by 2. So the next one will be 0 to pi, and it will exclude pi by 2. If you observe the pattern, it's very clear. Right, let me show this off. So basically, this is what we're looking at. 0 to pi excluding pi by 2. And we have such infinite many at both the ends. So from this, we can pick our principal branch. Clearly, it is 0 to pi. So why is it? That obvious reasoning that you guys have to figure it out. It's not that hard. Okay, finally, let me draw the branch and in this aspect of your inverse trigonometric function. So let me do this. So that is your set of domain values and that's your set of range values. So we have 1 to 3, 1 to 3, so that would be so, and we have pi and this is 0, and say if I take this as 1 and this as minus 1. So first picking where the graph will start, that will help me. Like 1 will start from 0 and minus 1 will start from pi, right? And so we have the graph moving in this manner over here, and over here it would be in this manner, and this would be your pi by 2, the line which the graph cannot reach, called as your asymptote, is this line. and this is your secant inverse of x, right guys? Yeah, so this would be your details. And by the way, all of this is summarized. You guys have to memorize all of this. Okay, so pretty much everything over here has to be memorized. Of course, with all of this understanding, that should be not that hard.